I'm Terry, and this is Tea with Terry, where we talk about thoughts, emotions, and action. So today, this is a thought process, and we're going to talk about something that impacts all of us anytime we try to change something, whether we're changing a behavior or a habit. We need to really assess our readiness for change. And the reason this is so valuable is because until we understand our motivation and our desire to change, humans are designed to stay in our comfort zone. And so it can be very difficult to change until we understand the reason behind our change and that we are, in fact, ready to change. So there's really three things to consider when it comes to the readiness for change scale. And the first one is you must believe that it's possible to change. So let's take an example of changing your diet. So perhaps you have been told that you need to eat more vegetables. So the first thing, you need more fiber in your gut, you need more diversity in your microbiome. And so your readiness for change is going to depend on the possibility that you can make the change. So how possible do you feel it is that you'll be able to eat more vegetables? And then you can use all kinds of tools to determine how you really feel about it. You can make a list around, what I need to change? What does it look like? What are the options I have for getting more vegetables in my diet? And the second the second part of the readiness for change scale is it's up to me. And so in order to change, we have to understand that we are, in fact, in charge of it. It's up to us. You've heard that old saying, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. And when it comes to change, it really is. We've talked before, and I know you've heard that we really can't change other people. We look at that circle of control and we think that we can affect change for other people, but really we can only change ourselves. And then other people have a response, right? So when we look at the second part of this readiness for change, it's up to me. So we have to understand and be motivated that we are the ones who are responsible for that change. And so that responsibility is something that we want to measure and we want to understand. And we want to get really curious about how willing am I to motivate myself to change from the inside out. And, we can hire a coach to help us. This is something that I do. I work with people all the time around changing their behavior around drinking or changing their diet to meet their nutritional goals. But again, it's still up to the individual. But we can, when we're looking at our readiness to change, when we're looking at it's up to me, well, what can I do? If you need to create accountability, then having a coach or a workout buddy or somebody that you meal prep with, for the example of the vegetables, that can be something that you understand it's up to you, and you're looking for ways to support yourself to make these changes. And then number three, we have to really be motivated to do it now. The third part of the readiness to change framework or scale is now is the time. You've probably heard the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And it's so interesting to me because sometimes I'll work with clients and they'll make some progress toward their intention of changing their relationship with alcohol or doing something with their nutrition. And then perhaps months can go by or even a couple of years and they'll circle back sometimes. And I see that what's happened is they're recognizing that now is the time they're ready to change. And that is a huge part of this because If we don't have a sense of urgency, and it's change is uncomfortable, right? So if there's no sense of urgency, we'll often wait. We'll think, well, I could put it off till the doctor gives me some dire news, or I'll put it off until after the holidays, or it's not possible to make the change right now, or it's not so bad. My drinking isn't so bad. I can monitor it, I can moderate, I can make a few changes, but I don't really need to do anything right now. And the third part of this, the time is now, is really critical, because if you let that window of time pass, when you see that it's possible, it's up to you, you're feeling motivated, it can take a long time to get back to that place where you're ready for change. And the reason this is so powerful is if we're not ready, the change is not likely to happen. So I invite you to do this thought process around any change or behavior that you are thinking about, and ask yourself, number one, do I believe it's possible? Can I see how to make it happen? Can I see myself changed in this way? Do you really believe it's possible? And then two, are you willing to take the responsibility that it's up to you? It's not circumstances. It's not someone else. It's not, that your doctor's going to tell you, or your friend's going to tell you, or your spouse is going to tell you. You are the one who has to know that in order to change, it's going to be up to you to take that responsibility. And the final one, number three, the time is now. All right, well, I hope this helps you on your own decision to change, your motivation to change, and your understanding of what is important to you right now. That's Tea for Terry this week, and I'll see you next week.